So today's Penina's perspective is about non-for-profit and charitable organizations. There are numerous legal vehicles that you can use to set up a non-for-profit or a charitable organization, but I want to focus on three in this video. And that is the Charitable Incorporated Organization, known as the CIO, Companies Limited by Guarantee, and the Community Interest Company, also known as the CIC. The essence of the introduction of the CIO, the Charitable Incorporated Organization, was to move away from the unnatural situation that charities found themselves being incorporated in Companies House and governed by the Companies Act, but nevertheless being a charity. So what happens now, when you are incorporated as a CIO, you are regulated by charity law and not by company law, and you only need to register with the Charity Commission and not with the Companies House. It also has less onerous reporting and accounting requirements than a company would. But perhaps the most important thing is it also allows that vehicle to have a separate legal personality with limited liability, just like a company has. What you must remember is that so many trustees do what they do as volunteers for the charity. So the last thing they want to happen is for them to be found personally liable for the actions of the charity. So the CIO gave them that fantastic solution of just dealing with the Charity Commission, but still enjoying the limited liability that was previously only offered if you incorporated as a limited company. When you register as a CIO, you need to have a constitution. Now, the Charity Commission provided two models, that is the foundation model and the association model. The foundation model is for charities whose only voting members are the charity trustees. So it's normally for a small group of people who want to incorporate as a charity, and the voting members will also be the trustees. That kind of charity will adopt the foundation model. The association model is for charities that will have wider membership, including voting members other than the trustees. The second vehicle I wanted to talk about is Companies Limited by Guarantee. Those companies are incorporated in exactly the same way as Company Limited by Shares are incorporated, and that is in Companies House with the Articles of Association. But the difference is that their purpose is normally a non-for-profit purpose. And instead of having shareholders, Company Limited by Guarantee will have members. A company limited by guarantee are subject to what is called an asset lock, whereby it is prohibited to distribute the assets of the company, it could be profits, it could be anything else, to its members. That doesn't mean that the company is prohibited from making profit. The company can make profit as long as the profit goes back into the company and used for the purpose, for the cause of the company, but it cannot be distributed to its members. The last vehicle I wanted to talk about is the Community Interest Company, the CIC. If you are a community interest company, then basically you set up as a company limited by guarantee, as I just explained a minute ago, but you are a community interest company limited by guarantee with primarily social objectives. To become a CIC, the company needs to satisfy a community interest test. And the test is very vague. It's basically whether a reasonable person, whatever that means, will regard the objectives of the company as social objectives for the benefit of the community. So just like a company limited by guarantee, the CIC is also subject to an asset lock. But again, it doesn't mean you can't make profit, it just means you can't distribute it to the members of the company, and any profits made have to be put back into the company to be used for the social community objective of the CIC. That was Penina's perspective on non-for-profit companies and charitable organizations.